It's sylvanwood, rare as diamonds. You only find it in very old, very wild places. The carvings tell a story of the betrayal, the dread wolf tricking all the gods away from the world.
Start at the beginning. What happened to the gods?
Long ago, there were two clans of gods. The Creators looked after the people, the Forgotten Ones preyed upon us. And one god who was neither. Fanharol, the Dread Wolf. He was kin to the Creators, and in the old days often helped them in their endless war against the Forgotten Ones.
I assume he got tired of helping.
That he did. Fanharol was clever. He could walk among both clans of gods without fear, and both believed he was one of them. He went to each side and told them the other had forged a terrible weapon, a blade that would end the war. He told the Creators it was forged in the heavens, and the Forgotten Ones that it was hidden in the abyss. And when the gods went seeking it, he sealed them both in their realms forever. Now he alone is left in the world.
How do the Venitori keep the blight from infecting their own? Has Algernon given them some sort of protection?
Who knows?
You spend far too much time here, Dorian.
This is where all my favorite people are. Besides, I have news, and every messenger bird I've met is dreadful at nuance.
Why can't Dorian be here?
What's the problem with Magister Parvus being here?
He's our eyes and ears in the Magisterium. He needs to keep suspicion off him.
Yes, I know. Can't be spotted with the shadow dragons. You worry too much, May.
Well, what do you have for us?
The cult lost people in Alathan, and leadership has fallen to Knight Commander Lenos. He aims to bring the city to its knees.
But Minrathous is already falling apart.
I know. While the Verantis' attack on the city could have been much worse, the people's fear in the aftermath is palpable.
And the rumors about the Archon are true. He's dead. Assassinated during the Dragon's rampage. The palace has tried to keep the news from spreading until a new Archon steps up.
And no one has?
No one dares. Not with the Venitori circling like vultures. The risen gods are preparing for something big. And for that, they need fear. Chaos.
They won't get far.
Just tell me how I stop them. What are they planning?
That's the problem. I don't know. But we'll find out. Lenos is the key to all of it. First, we stop what he's planning for Minrathous.
And then we find out what the gods are preparing for.
Let's hope it stays that simple. One of Lenos' Venitori associates is often at the Cobbled Swan. Let's see what we can get from him.
We? Dorian, you can't be going yourself.
It's the Swan. Everyone goes to the Swan.
I'll head out right now.
Greetings, Rook.
I know I said we couldn't trust you, but I'm still grateful you helped us when you did.
So, since I helped with Minrathous,
We really need to figure out the god's big plan. Dorian thinks Knight Commander Lenos is part of it. So let's track him down first.
the Shadow Dragons.
See anything you like?
So we didn't really we stopped the gods
Come
here,
back anytime.
but we didn't really stop the gods here.
We saw Katerina recently. How is she?
The same as always. She's been through too much. She should take some time. But will she listen to me? There's no arguing with her.
If you need a leg to stand on, I've got a spare.
Not even that could save me.
So, you and Nev.
Are you looking out for me? Or looking to confirm gossip on my love life?
I wasn't... Just go with the first one.
Aww.
Aww.
All the contracts I did in Tevintar, and I never did find out who paid for them.
You think it might have been the Shadow Dragons?
If someone else wanted the Venitori dead enough to hire me, I bet they'd know about it.
We probably shouldn't keep Dorian waiting too long.
But we're in the cat bar.
What's it
Dang.
like in Ravine?
Even if I lose coin in the hall. I have 3 different quests in this one area. I have Inquisitor, Nev,
there's Dorian,
and now Dorian. I'm not here for you, Nev. Not yet.
There's Lenos's associate. According to the shadows watching him, he's nervous and doesn't talk much, but does odd jobs for coin. Interesting, yes? I'll draw him off, you check his belongings, see if you can discover any clues about Lenos's plan.
Where did
mostly
Dorian go?
gone. Warm. I don't even know what this is. Ale? Looks like he's been nursing it a while. Half-eaten stale bread, water flask, muddy socks, and this map. Minrathous targets. That doesn't sound good. The bedroll. It's definitely seen better days. And it's damp. Sleeping out in the rain.
He's glowing. Oh. Oh? E.
Lenos intends to destroy the city with Blight and Darkspawn.
Carthus. Nothing like an attack to cause chaos in a city. You should head there immediately.
All right, let's go.
Is this a Dorian quest? A quest with Dorian? Waterworks. Where the hell are we?
Eyes open.
Die.
I got the setup, you do the rest.
They must be in Tevintar sewers. I sure hope there's a cool screenshot ahead. I was gonna say, Are all these gonna be booby trapped? If so, it's not gonna be fun. I am resistant to necrosis, so this shouldn't be that bad.
Ready when you are.
What the hell? The silent toad? That was a huge toad. The hell was that? Oh, yay. Yay. I love those guys. He's not done yet. I hate those things so much. Band of smoke? Cool. What? I kind of like this. Okay, let's go.
Something tore through these gates. Watch out! I bet this dark spawn was what tore through the gates.
Just that Darson? Just that one Darson? Tell me this singular Darson tore through all these gates.
Don't cross the road. Now there's a nice shot.
New chest. What's in it? The biting thumb. Give me a new effect at least.
Targets ahead.
Ready if you are.
I am pretty good.
That did it.
I think there's enough of them.
Hey, don't run from me. Okay, don't run at me. Goodbye. Just die.
Everything's crumbling down here. Might be tricky to get out.
At least a dozen people have been lost trying to map this place. But I've mentioned that.
One. Well, at least you're with me. At least you have some faith.
There's another boil somewhere. Find the blight boils. We need to clear the way and keep pushing.
I love the boils.
We got it. Way should be clear.
Hey, doesn't this look a bit elven to you? Why did it say that there's something right here? Can you shimmy? I don't see a shimmy shimmy. Shimmy shimmy yay, shimmy yo, shimmy yo. Huh. This looks oddly elven. Oddly elven.
Shadow dragons? How did you find this place? Venitori, come in! Do you think you've won? Do you think you can stop the Venitori? All the risen gods?
I don't know, but I can take you on.
The shadow dragons have brought nothing but chaos to the city.
At least we're not trying to blight it.
Wrong thing. I'm at the heal.
Got things ready.
Okay, it's your turn, Linos. He landed a hit. Oh, he landed a kick. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Oh no. I'm so scared. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Oh no. He's dead.
That's one less corrupt Templar in Minrathous.
Can't say he'll be missed.
Let's look around, see what we find.
That's one less Templar. Just in general.
In Treviso, we have a tale of a masked man who lived in the bowels of the city.
Sitting in the sewer and consumed with lust for a noble woman he couldn't have.
You know the story.
We have the same one in Minrathous.
Whoa. What's this room?
The Risen Gods ritual. That's what the gods in the Venitori are preparing for.
Venitori shall rise.
Nanos' documents. They detail the Venitori's long-term plans and what they want to do to Tevintar.
Nice. Ooh. Ancient Elves drew from the magic of the celestial spheres. And wove the ruinous enchantments beneath the darkened sun. Fully close approaches, which is an auspicious proportion for our risen gods. Celestial spears? Are you talking about those orbs?
These star charts predict an eclipse. To make magic stronger.
Ritual magic, empowered by an eclipse.
All this. The ritual, the eclipse, and the Venitori plans. We have to bring this to the Shadow Dragons immediately.
We need to tell the Shadow Dragons what we found.
Well, let's head out then.
Evil old gods, rituals, waiting for the stars. It's about as Tevintar as blood magic and hubris. Learning about the gods' plans is wonderful, of course. But the lists of magisters you got your hands on, now there's the real gold.
You've looked at it already. Of course you have.
Information on their backers, the ties to illegal slavery. Don't you see what this means?
This is power, May. Imagine becoming Archon and using this against those who've been hurting the people for years.
You, on the throne? Dorian.
Tell me that wouldn't be a splendid way to bring about real change.
I'll take any hope I can get.
Changing Tevintar, helping people. If we can get something good out of all this, I'm for it.
You've given us an opening, Rook, and believe me, we shall seize upon it.
But how would you use this information exactly?
Dorian wants to use it to crush our enemies by whatever means necessary. I prefer to use it to rally the people. I say we make the information known. Allow the people to see the real justice served. Prove that from now on, we work for them.
We tried that already. Or have you forgotten the Lucerni? I no longer trust that political machine will work in our favor. No. We must get at the root of the problem before they can react. A more forceful approach. Destroy them and their networks utterly.
Swords and spies and blackmail? The devious means you learned in the South? If we go outside the system, we invite everyone else to do the same. No. We have to do this in the open. Show the people of Tevintar that we're here for them.
We're shadow dragons. It's right there in the name. You supported this because you knew the system didn't work for the people.
The point was to work in the shadows until we could work in the light. And Rook has brought us what we need.
May, the Imperium's politics burned you once and you still...
Enough. We're not the only ones who have a stake in this. Rook, you have been instrumental in all this. Which strategy do you prefer?
Mavis approach?
Nevaris, you really believe making this evidence public will work?
Dorian wants to work behind the scenes, but once again, it's the Magisters and Highbloods pulling the Imperium's strings. That doesn't inspire. It's a tactic used by our enemies. We need to show Tevintar that we can be different.
Unless they find some way to bury it? Or leverage their wealth, power, and status as they often have before?
Politics is a long game. If we use force against our enemies, our allies will remember it.
Dorian strategy?
Dorian, are you really suggesting violent revolution?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a mere threat of violence is sufficient.
He learned that from his friends in the South. I hear Ferelden settled a succession crisis with a duel.
It worked. Astoundingly.
We're not Ferelden.
I'm merely saying we need to consider bold and creative methods of achieving our ends. The game is rigged. Why play by rules crooked magisters already exploit? Clear the board and start over. If they're gone, we can fill the Magisterium with those who respect the office. Then we'll actually see progress.
What sort of change?
What sort of change are you trying to achieve?
For a start, slavery. Abhorrent. It needs to go no more.
And Tevintar has been ruled by the Altus Mages for all of its history. That must change. The Zoparati, non-mages, deserve a say in their own governance.
And all that's just the beginning of what will undoubtedly be a long journey.
Aren't you on the same side?
Shouldn't you be on the same side?
We are on the same side. We both know what Tevintar needs. How best to get it, that's the question.
If we went with Dorian's plan, I'd support it fully. But we won't, because he'll come around and realize that I'm right.
And I'd absolutely back you up on that, if you were right, which you aren't.
We'll see.
Will we?
I can't choose the Archon.
You want me to choose who will be Archon? But I'm not even from here. I can't decide.
Then talk to the ones who are. See what they say. Asher and Tarquin, Nev, Gallus, they're all a part of this, just as you are. We should all be comfortable with whatever course we take.
All right. I'll go do that.
Choose the Archon. I'll speak to Nev. Second.
Grand news about Lenos. One less crooked Templar in town.
I wish it wasn't that way.
He could have done so much with his position.
But he chose his side and got what he deserved.
Lenos made my life miserable. Rana's too.
I hear he started out different. Maybe he once cared about something other than gold. But I didn't know that, Lenos. And I'm not going to mourn the one I did. Still, I'll thank the bastard for writing everything down and delivering it to us all neat.
Dorian and Maevaris still have to decide what to do with everything we got from Lenos.
And they want my opinion.
And they asked for my opinion. Can you believe it?
After all that talk about people needing a voice, I'd be looking at them sideways if they didn't.
I suspect this decision will determine Tevintar's path for years to come.
Then Dorian's way is my choice. He knows you don't stop to talk when you find a hole in the enemy's defenses.
Dorian is a brash rebel.
And Maevaris too much of a romantic.
I think the people will appreciate Maevaris returning as the leader they've always wanted to see.
No. They'll appreciate their lives actually changing for the better.
What might happen?
What do you think might happen, depending on who leads?
With May, she gets power back again. Gets one more shot at changing Tevintar from the top down. Worst that could happen is nothing. But that's what you risk when all you rely on is hope. But with Dorian...
We could get chaos, strife. Things might get harder before they get easier. If they get easier.
I'll take my chances.
You'll back them either way?
And whoever leads will have the Shadow Dragon's support, right?
Count on it.
We'll keep fighting. For Dorian. Or for Maevaris.
What else is there to do in this town, anyway? It rains all the damn time.
So, what do you think?
Lenos is gone. We got information about the Venitori's plans, the god's ritual. I'd call that a good day.
I meant about Maevaris and Dorian. We all want change. Who will be more effective in getting it?
Oh, that. You're dragging me into it?
Your opinion matters to me.
You know me. I'm trouble. But more than that, it's your city. Your Tevintar. And I care about what you think.
Sweet talker. Maevaris Talani has been in this game for decades. She's dedicated and ruthless when she needs to be. Dorian Parvis is a wild card. Flashy and inventive, he'll keep his enemies on their toes. But damn it, there's no right answer. They both play the game well, and Tevintar's ready for change. But the best way to get it, who can make it happen, I wish I knew.
Okay, Nev. I know who to decide. And it's one of my best friends from Inquisition.
Maker.
Dorian's the coolest.
A full quarter of the Magisterium supporting a cult. Bending the knee to these risen old gods just for a taste of more power. Can they not see they're only tools for the gods? So they can destroy the world?
Demanding intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness from our peers. You ask too much, Maevaris.
Look at me. Such a fool.
Ah, it's Rook. You spoke with the others.
What do you think? Who should be leading the charge from here on?
What happens after you decide?
What happens after it's decided who'll lead?
Well, Lenos is gone, the cult's numbers are down, and they're scrambling to prepare for the god's ritual. They'll be distracted. It's a perfect opportunity to get our preparations in order.
All plans contingent on surviving the current disaster, of course.
Dorian told me a lot of stories about this place. I feel like Dorian will get things done.
Dorian should lead.
Then it is decided. Of course, it only makes sense, but... Ha! Look at me! The sudden pressure.
You won't be alone. All of us are behind you. The Shadow Dragons, the city, her people.
It will take all of them to overcome the risen gods.
You'll find a way to bring them together.
The people know they don't want blight-ridden fiends in their city. They don't need me to tell them. I can, however, show them how to fight. Gods, cults, evil magisters, nothing will stand in our way of forging a new Tevintar.
The soul of the city. Working with the Shadow Dragons, the team thwarted a Venitori plot to crush Minrathous and uncovered crucial information about the Magisterium that paves the way for a new Tevintar action. Archon. Tevintar Archon.
I must thank you again for everything you've done. Not being overrun with blight. Wonderful. And now we also have hope of changing things for the better.
I did what anyone would have done.
We won a victory against the Venitori. A good step, but it's not over.
Right. The risen gods are still out there.
We'll be vigilant.
Those Venitori who quit the cult are staying here until they get back on their feet.
The Venitori losing its grip on people is a good thing.
I know that, and they seem alright, but I'll keep an eye out until I can be sure.
Whatever Dorian has planned for Minrathous will be thrilling, I'm sure. I suppose anything that makes a real impact has to be.
You can be a little excited for the future, you know.
I am. Don't get me wrong. Still, fear and excitement go hand in hand.
You ever think about all the places you could hide in here?
Of course. A magical location like this would require a subtle approach. What about you?
I'm thinking about where there might be traps.
What power Elganon displayed at Arlathan. How smoothly he commanded the will of hundreds at once.
If Alia's been kissing up to a god, it's that one. Venitori in his pocket and now an archdemon. Can't say I like where this is going.
You and Belara cut through his enchantment.
Yeah. Lucky he didn't know we were there. Can't count on it twice.
We'll find something new.
I was distracted at that conversation.
I hear you're the one who got that fancy Illuvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way. Everyone helped out.
So tell me, how safe is it? Any reason to be worried?
Oh, you shouldn't worry at all.
So it's safe then?
No, just worrying won't help. Whatever happens would be instantaneous.
Uh-huh. That's reassuring.
Somewhat. Hey, Harding.
I'm meeting Stalguard at Isatonal on the mountain. Come with me?
Is there unfinished business?
No, nothing of the sort, but I could use company if you're up for the trip.
Yeah, no problem. There's a hike on the mountain, the Eternal Hymn.
Stalguard should be around here somewhere.
I hope he's fully recovered from being trapped in the rock.
I hope so too, but the Kalsharok dwarves are tough. I'd like to see Kalsharok. Do you think Stalguard would take me? Should I ask him? Would that be rude?
Only if you ask rudely.
They're wary of outsiders, but I could learn so much about the dwarves, about myself. Maybe once things have settled down a bit. Heard ya.
Are we? No.
Stalguard told me about this place. The mountain is rich with lyrium, and the dwarves built this outpost to trade with Tevintar. As long as a dwarf stayed within the fort's walls, it would be as though they hadn't left the stone. They could keep their caste, name, and status.
Right. Traditional dwarves are particular about avoiding the surface.
The Kalsharok don't care about those rules, but Orzammar does.
Orzammar cares deeply about the surface and the rules. Well, has huge rules against the surface. Oh, I guess he'll attack. Oh, Tasha's in here.
Is it me, or does it feel different now?
You're right. Something's different. Maybe it's because the expression of the Titan's pain that looked like me doesn't live here anymore.
I can't believe that made perfect sense.
Cool.
I'll just move this rock out of our way. Leave it to me.
Is this entire mountain a Titan?
It's been still for so long. I can't tell where it begins and ends. It's big, though. They all were.
They're treating us like as if it's the first time we've seen a Titan. We legit seen it, the company in here with the... Okay.
Those rocks I can move were all parts of the Titans once. Once I knew, I couldn't forget it. Now I sense them all the time, whether they're dead or just sleeping. The story of their fall is the story of our birth. It's why we don't dream, why we're resistant to lyrium, and the reason we feel the earth in our guts. Right.
He's so cool looking. How did freaking small elves the size of us fight that thing?
No dark spot around the deep roads on the way here.
Lace Harding's shade kept them away for a time.
Oh, there he is.
You think?
Stalguard.
It is hard to say. They seem different now, but there will always be patrols. Ah, good. We are all here. I wanted you to meet my sister, Dura. She is a steward of Kalsharok's memories, a historian.
We have heard of your gifts. We wanted to meet you, to learn from you.
From me?
About the Titans, about our past.
You came here to meet me, to talk to me?
Now when you show off. Now is when you show off.
Oh, see, this is the part where you do the thing that shows us how far you've come.
I've learned so much, but I know there's still more to discover. I could tell you what I've learned, but maybe it's better if I show you. Hear the song of the stone. You children of Titans.
This is the eternal hymn.
The prayer and the proclamation.
Isatonal.
I felt it. I felt the Titans.
I opened my heart to all of you, but I could hold it only for a moment.
But there was an eternity in that moment. Thank you.
No. Thank you. Being here with you, with all of you, I finally understand. We will carry the Titans in our hearts, but it is no longer their time. It is ours.
Already met with Stalguard of Kalashrock and his sister Dura at the ancient elbows of Isatonal. There atop the mountain, the three children of the stone shared a moment and remembered those that came before. That was pretty cool.
Lace, I was just thinking about this old elven lullaby. It goes, Isatonal, Mythalas Matheneras.
Did you say Isatonal?
I didn't, but it sounded like that, didn't it? I knew you'd catch that.
That's Elven. What does it mean?
We don't really know. It's an old lullaby with old words. Isatonal might mean I'm empty, full of nothing, if I had to guess. I don't know why I brought it up, it just came to me.
Weird. It's the opposite of how dwarves interpret it. Makes them feel whole.
Manifestation.
Emmerich, when you catch up to Hezencast, just know where your exits are. Sometimes you think you've got someone backed into a corner, and you find yourself there instead.
Speaking from experience?
Too much of it.
I'm sorry. And the advice is well taken.
Pretty good advice.
So the Gloomhowler was once a Grey Warden.
Not proud of it.